Welcome to American Dream Life, where we keep exploring how to grow your beliefs and become a united human being. And today we will be actually exploring how those beliefs can be formed and how to grow them to create that empowering experience and creating that unity. And I will share some of the personal experiences and beliefs that have been transformed and also ask you create some awareness for you as well to potentially look at them as well and see if you can transform them and experience something amazing. So the community about that unique growing those beliefs and creating that unity so you really feel at home and really able to live that true American dream. So today topic very close to it's only addition of one letter Y, and from the last week broadcast, and I'm actually coming live earlier than usually in unusual time because of my traveling plans later this week and decided to start the week as an inspiration and go take you through that process of those belief forming and potentially something might resonate with that message for you. And what I'm talking about around especially that word picky. Potentially at some point in your life you heard don't be picky and somehow you register as to avoid that with all your might. And every time you come to decision making, you somehow reminding yourself, just don't be picky. And potentially that leads you to some self sacrifice because you think that if you will be picky, it won't serve some other person. And it is furthest from the truth. If you can remember any experience that you fully were self-sacrificing yourself, that it wasn't really empowering experience, was actually the power was taken away from you and you felt a lot of misery with it. So when you didn't consider yourself in that equation and potentially you in the background you heard that don't be picky, you cannot take into consideration yourself. One of those kind of experiences, as I promised that I will share some of from my personal journey, was a very famous story that my mom was keep repeating for years and years and possibly still recalls that on on occasion, that she determined that I was picky, and actually she wasn't even that uh, determining factor. It was actually conveyed to her, and that was the together determination. And how it came about: in a daycare, I having lunch, it was a sandwich with the meat that had a skin around it. And because I didn't know how to separate that skin, I just threw the whole meat out. And of course, the teacher told my mom that that I am the picky eater, and it has to be really well that I'm not in my household, that I don't I choose not to that I'm throwing meat away and kind of wasting food. So somehow for years, because possibly the repetition of my mom's story about that me being picky, somehow it plays somehow in different scenarios in my life experiences. And being exposed to different people, and especially people that somehow decided to grow their beliefs and creating that unity, we might call them like high achievers, top performance people from different industries, that they actually very picky. And even though sometimes when I had a conversation with someone long time ago, and this person was saying that he is like picking cherries from the top, somehow it wasn't sitting well with me. It seems like a very selfish way of doing it. However, after years of experiencing going the other way and putting some many times self-sacrificing in it, taught me a very valuable lesson that it's not always okay to just don't be picky, that actually it's okay to be picky. And what is helping with that? What I usually share some keywords that can help with that, and with that realization that it's okay to be picky. What's showing up is give yourself permission. That's the biggie. That potentially you might be keep playing in the back of your mind that story that you heard from your parent, caregiver, or maybe somebody else in your life when you possibly were not kind of indecisive in the moment, and somebody just told you don't be picky, and you somehow register that you have to be very cautious every time you're making a decision, and it keep playing every time that you actually uh, in a in a spot to make one as well. So it takes some efforts. Take first of all awareness, what's going on in the background, to start practicing the other way around. That it's okay to be picky and give yourself that permission. And the next one is forgiveness. You didn't know any better. Like with my story with my mom, I didn't know any better, and I didn't know that it's wrong thing to do to throw away the meat. I was just looking from the perspective that there was a skin, and how actually that came possibly about, that I didn't feel anything wrong because my mom potentially felt before that I cannot chew the skin, and possibly were peeling that or cutting that skin around. So I was just trying to do that, but since I couldn't figure it out, not having possibly tool to cut that around, I choose to throw the whole thing instead of just skin around. So that's like, I'm not creating some excuse for myself, but that's possibly what was going on in a small child mind, that was kind of copycatting whatever mom was doing, and thought that there's nothing wrong with it. And because then it was pronounced that it was, then it was keep somehow replaying and utilizing that caution, and creating actually even possibly more indecisiveness, because then it was coming to some analysis. Will I be picky if I will pick this, or will I not be picky if I will pick that? So I hope you're getting some point here, what I'm trying to show you, and to create the perspective, to make that transition from one area, and to grow your beliefs, to create that more unity within your experiences, and create more empowering and powerful experience. So we were talking about the forgiveness. My mom didn't know any better. She was trying to help. I didn't know any better. So it's creating that forgiveness also can potentially release some of that energy, and create that shift as well, to somehow and like embody more of that it's okay to be picky. And the third one is joy. When you give yourself that permission to be picky, and you enjoying and honoring yourself in your decision making, then you definitely will experience joy, because you will feel more of that unity, that you're not self-sacrificing yourself. Hello, hello, whoever joined. So that's the message I want to share with you around that being picky. And feel free to share what resonates with you in this message. You can check the replay when you join a little bit later, and share some comments. This broadcast is being streamed at the YouTube channel American Dream Live, as well as in the private Facebook group community under the same name. You can join us if you're watching that from the YouTube channel at the American Dream Facebook group community. There is a link in the banner section of the YouTube channel. And for more interactive experience, for sharing purposes, the YouTube channel, it's a public one, so it will be easier to share that message with someone that you would think that might benefit from hearing some of those words that create some awareness and more powerful experience. Comments are available in both places on the YouTube channel under the recording, and also with the Facebook group. I won't be coming this Thursday because I already coming this Monday, and the following week I will be still traveling. So we shall see at what point I will show up and share some messages from on location and what that message will be about. Because of that streaming through the third-party platform, I'm able to schedule and give you what I will be sharing ahead of time, and also to put a little bit of a summary what will be shared. So that's the message for today. Sending you so much love, joy, and peace, and take care. Talk soon.